Hello and welcome to another special episode of For Azeroth. I am one of your hosts, Manny, aka the true villain Manny, and I am joined by the other two parts of the triumvirate. First, starting, let's switch it up again. Sorry, the Sultan of Sean. Hello, Sean. How are you doing today?
Why you do this to me? I'm doing well, Manny. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. We had a little bit of a pre-talk. It's been a long day, but I am ready to talk about WoW, because that's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not just you and I. We are, of course, joined by the always lovely Lex Rance. Hello, Lex.
Annie, how are you doing today? Oh, we just said that. We just
Answer
did
that
that. We
again.
just did that. We just did that. We just did that. My bad. I was prepping my intro.
I'm glad you're interested. I'm a little sad that you're not listening, but I'm glad you're interested. Okay. We are here to talk about the War Within, but specifically about some characters that are near and dear to us, because as we have traveled over the course of the campaign and delved deep into the inner sections of
Doing
the yes and no, but we'll get to that at maybe on the full episode. But as we've delved deeper into these zones, we've come across some very interesting characters, and each of us apparently has a different character that they connected with, which is great. I'm glad that these characters have appeal to each of us, and I don't think any of these are really controversial. Maybe Lex's. So we'll save Lex's for last. Let's start. You know what? I never start. I'm going to start with me for once. Okay. I played through, of course, on the beta. I played through a lot of the campaign, but one thing I missed that I finally got to experience last week was a part of the story to unlock the Earthen, which was the council ward and his dealings with the mysterious under like, are we saying it's like an underbelly dealer? But he was a smuggler, apparently this tycoon known as Steelvein. And going through this story, before I even met Steelvein, I just loved the entire concept. This was a story that wasn't about a lot of fighting. This wasn't about an invading force. This wasn't about some sort of corruption, skeleton nastiness. This was about like the Earthen and this contraband that had been flowing through the city, them following their directives, and then trying to figure out why one of these Earthen would like Breaking Bad and start undermining the rules. And it ended in a way that was like, there was a bit of course there's a fight. We're the hero. We gotta pull out our weapons or wands or whatever and like finally throw down. But like most of it was just learning about the culture, the character of the Earthen, and I loved it. This was like a little political intrigue, a little bit of espionage sort of thing. Not something you see in WoW, not something you see done well in WoW, at least in recent memory. And I just loved it. I gotta ask you two, have you played the Steelvein story?
Have I played the Steelvein story? Manny. Yeah, I've completed every single quest available in Khaz Algar.
Beautiful. That puts you ahead of me. I've got my lore master. I haven't done every quest. There's still a few more that I need. I was holding off for the Darkmoon Fair buff to like really grind it out, but I'm working on it. So I'm glad that you have played through this. You a fan of Steelvein?
Yeah, I really like the Steelvein. I need to know if Lex played it before I say any more, because I'm about to drop some spoilers.
We try to avoid spoilers. All right, Lex.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
So you can drop spoilers. I will say I have actually played very little of the like any quests at all, because here's the thing, besties. Here's the issue. We are in the upside down. And so what's been going on right now is I log in expecting to play the story, and I play the story for like 10 minutes, and then I start going and getting herbs, and I'm like, well, I'm already off the story. I might as well queue for heroics. Like, which is, anyone who knows anything about me knows that's insane. Like, those words, they don't make any sense. They don't track any way with my personality. So I'm kind of behind in the story right now. Yeah, so no, I haven't, but you guys can spoil it anyway.
Hold on,
Okay.
Lex T rants. You're heroic grinding?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm having the
Dragged
time of my
me
life.
into it the other day. I was just like, she's like, want to come do
Goodness.
heroics? And that was like the second night in a row, was it? Like, yeah, she's been on a tear. Yeah, so
Are you blood elf or night elf?
What else? Well, that's, which is part of the issue, is that my entire team is alliance. And so like if I get anyone else who wants to do heroics with me, I have to get a full team. We have to go like all 5. Or I guess just, group finder it. But like, is it like make a group finder thing that people are going to go run to heroics, which like who would sign up for them? You just do random heroics if you're a normal person. So I have to bully everyone on my friends list.
I won't drop any spoilers because I know you're a bit of a lore head, and I don't want to
think you
ruin
gotta
it for you
enjoy
because it is a nice twist. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Steel Vein, and it adds nice depth to all of the characters involved in the story. And it's fun to see that they didn't just go with the generic trope of bad counselor, is bad. Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. And there's a costume section that is really good, where one of the characters, you often get dressed up, and they're wearing some of the rogue set from Sepulchre, the first ones, I believe, the rogue tier set on their head, and it looks really good. Anyway, it's a fun story. It adds layers to the earthen. They're deep, man. They have really done a great job putting them into the game and making them feel like, hey, this is a new race, but here is like the lore is rich, the history is rich, and I love it.
Yeah, I do think without
think that
having played the story, I do think that Blizzard has been doing a really good job of leaning into complexity instead of going back to the like good guy, bad guy, or the like good guy, complicated bad guy. No, not really. He's actually just bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it all of the characters had reasons for what they were doing. You could empathize with any of their positions. It wasn't just two sides in it. There's like multiple people and multiple actors in play in the entire storyline. You go around like half the city and out of the city, and it all makes perfect sense. Like, I want them to do a similar sort of thought process with like every character going for it. I want to go into a small town, and it's like you got to meet up with the baker, and then find a story like this for the baker, because it was just so well done that I loved it. I almost felt that it was closer to something I would expect to see in like a Bethesda game, in the way that it scaled and took you around. Like it gave me that kind of feel, strangely enough.
Unfinished and unpolished? I disagree. I think it was
Oh,
it was
the
quite
shade. The shade. Oh, okay. All right. Well, honestly, we'll move on from mine because we don't want to go into spoilers, but I would love to hear in the comments, for those who have played the Steel Vein, what you thought. But moving on from that, let's go on to, I believe yours is another Earthen favorite. Sean, tell me about your favorite character.
Yeah. Blue bot spoiler alert, red bot spoiler alert, all the bots spoiler alerts. You're about to get some. In the campaign, early on, very early in the campaign, you meet Baelgrim. They are the Storm Ward. So they're the head of the Storm Riders. What are the Storm Riders? I'm glad you asked. They are a series of Earthen who have been trained to harness the power of the Storm Rooks and the Cloud Rooks, which are air elementals who take on the shape of griffins, and they're infused with lightning. Now, they do this by binding them. So if you bought the Heroic Edition, you have the Algarian Storm Rider mount, and it comes with like a chest plate and some bands on its ankles. And you can customize it at the Rostrum of Transformation to have different like chest pieces, neck pieces, and other things. But those you can adjust. But those things specifically, the bands on their legs and on their chest and their neck, those are bindings that the Earthen use to control the Stormrooks and trap their essence to them. One Stormrook per Earthen, so you get one mount forever. So early on in the campaign, Baelgrim sacrifices himself to save the heroes. It's a glorious moment. But what this means is there's no Stormward, so we're missing a Stormward. There's nobody in charge of the Storm Rider division of the Earthen. In the quest campaign that came out, the campaign quest that came out this week, the second week of War Within, we meet up with Lufcella, who was a young Rook Tender who was one of the Storm Riders who was looking for someone to replace Baelgrim. We go and meet old Berrig, who is an old friend of Baelgrim's, who was a former Storm Rider, and he has turned his back on being a Storm Rider, and now he just tends the Rooks. And he's long believed that the Rooks can pair with an Earthen freely of their own choosing, and that we don't have to bind them. And Lufcella has done just that. Her mount, it's like Schroeder Reader. I can't pronounce it. It's a weird name. It looks very German. But she has her and her Rook have paired. There's no bindings involved. And Olberg sees this and he gets like really into it. He's like, oh my God, so this is true. We don't need to bind them. You're a Storm Rider. You do this. You're paired with your Rook, and your Rook follows you and takes care of you, and you're a team. So then it's a story from there of trying to rebuild the Storm Riders because we need them for this war against Xalatath, because everybody knows the Nerubians are the bad guys, and Azj-Kahet is where we should be fighting people, not joining them. And so then you go through this whole thing, and Lufcella ends up like converting all of the Storm Riders to being this, instead of binding the Rooks and forcing them into servitude, into letting them choose them. And it's a lot like, if you saw the movie Avatar by James Cameron, in that movie, the Na'vi would pair with one of the flying dinosaur things, and it was sort of like this one that allows you, like you sort of wrestle with it a bit, but you choose each other and you're mated for life. It's very similar to that now. So now, to be a Storm Rider, the Storm Rooks have to mate with you, like they, not mate with you, the Storm Rook pairs with you, they choose you, the Rook chooses the Rider, and then you have your companion for life. And in that process, the whole thing is set up. We're like, oh, Olberg is definitely going to be the next Storm Ward. We're setting this up 100%. And in the end, in a surprise twist, he doesn't take it. And Lufcella, at the top of the mountain where we summon the Rooks, ends up becoming the next Storm Ward. And I am in love with her, and I am ready to be a Storm Rider. And my character has fully converted to Storm Rider. I hate dragon riding. Anybody who knows me knows I hate with a passion dragon riding. I went back into Dragonflight, and I got gold on all of the Storm Rook specific race quests. There's 6 of them to get the title, the Storm Rider. And then I changed my transmog, and I farmed out the shield transmog from the Rookery that has the Rook on the shield. I am now 100% a Storm Rider. It is fantastic. I love the Earthen. I love the Storm Riders. Blizzard has done an amazing job. I can't wait to fight the bad guys, the Nerubians, who are in Azj-Kahet. As a Storm Rider.
We gotta get you in an RP guild, my man.
I feel it.
I'm really glad you seem very gung-ho. Thunderbolts and lightning. Let's see how this goes for you, because I want to see a lot more from the Earthen, who, like just across the board, a lot of people weren't excited for the Earthen. I was like, nah, okay, we'll see. But the writing has just apparently converted at least 2/3 of us. And with the final part of this, Lex, what Earthen or race are you like gun-ho about? We've got the Council Warden, we've got Steelvane, we've got the Storm Riders. So I'm guessing that leaves you with the professional Earthen. Who are you up?
Wait, let me guess. Before you answer, I want to guess, because I think I know you as a person. I feel like we've gotten really close since I joined the podcast, and you're somebody who is good and pure, and you fight for what's right. There's no way I can possibly see that you're not going to choose the Lamplighters and Hallowfall, and that's just my guess. I'm going to guess that before you tell us Because the only other real option is the bad guys.
I personally, I'm here for the original Earthen, the most deep Earth-like types. What do you think of when you think of the Earth? What do you think of when you're like going outside? Like what's down in the Earth? It's the bugs, right? We're bug people. It's bug time. I am a Widow Arachne girl. Hand to God, she is my queen. Okay. Like I said, I am perhaps a little heroic pilled. So will my lore conversations about the Widow Arachne be as deep and complex and beautiful as you two? No. But let me lay out my arguments. Number one, girls building community. She's out there, she's making besties, she's connecting people. She she's genuinely just like, you know, pulling people together, making friends. She's bringing together people. Like, it's very classic high school movie, right? Like, you got the big jock, you got the smart kid, and you got the like cute goth girl, right? They're all together, and she did that. She built that community. She's got her fun little place with all of her fun little spider buddies, including the ones who are off being like mildly racist towards the Earthen, or the Hallowfall, the Arathi. I don't remember who they're being racist towards. They're being a little racist. We go over to Fly and we're like, okay, buddy, that's a little, we can maybe calm down over here. But we
little beyond cliquey, okay.
She's got the tiny little guys who are so cute, even though, oh my god, if we're walking from point A and then we're trying to get to a goddamn box, just walk to the fucking box. Sorry, Manny. Just walk to the box. Why are we running in circles? We're trying to avoid getting caught. So like, why are we no, it's just to the box. Just go to it. Just go to it and we'll get caught less. But that's okay. That's not her. Those are her friends. And again, we accept all kinds. We accept people with many flaws, with many different, you know, ways of exploring the world. She also is very nice. Every time we talk, she calls me a snack, which, thank you, bestie. I thought so too. Like, oh my God. So cute, so girly pop, women supporting women. You know, what else can we do? Technically, she calls me a morsel, but still, that's basically the same thing, right?
Technically.
Okay.
Technically.
Down there, right? You just go hang out. Everyone's bopping. Everyone's living their life. She's got this really well-controlled little city where everyone like doesn't trust each other because they're all gossiping, and which is fun. And actually, that's how people like. That's a good connection between people is gossiping. We talk a lot of shit about gossiping, but it actually does bring communities together. Probably not the ways that she's doing it, but still, it's fun. It's fun, right? We're sipping our little tea. We're spreading our little stuff. And you guys are out like, oh, we're gonna go in, we're gonna take over and kill all these bugs. We're gonna go into somebody else. She is changing things from the inside. She is recognizing the problems with her own community, and she is working within her culture and within her people to make positive changes for the future.
My mind is still just blown because you made the high school allegory and it just fits so well and I can't break it. It's there's the jock, there's the nerd, there's the popular girl who's like oh yeah, no, that Queen Anseric, she's trying to take over the school. Oh, man.
Yeah, so Anseric is Regina George. The Weaver is Katie Harrington. Spindle would be Jackie, and that would make the big general guy. I can't remember his name. I can't remember the guy's name in Mean Girls. Anyway, that's
I wouldn't even do it as Mean Girls. I would be like, you know,
Breakfast Club coded. What's that
honestly.
Movie?
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not Breakfast Club exactly, but it's Breakfast Club coded.
I want to know why you hate Tyndall so much. Just because he can't. Tyndall has an inner ear disorder, and that's why he walks in circles.
I mean, and what I appreciate the fact that we are loving and accepting. Tyndall's very cute. He just to the goddamn. It's right.
It's not his fault. As a child, he punctured his inner eardrum on the right side, and now he has a difficult time walking straight.
And I do
just like carry him to the spot. He doesn't have to. You know,
I always go with him. I walk with him every time. Like I maybe make snarky little comments on a podcast. And by the way, did I name him? Was I the one engaging in a call out here? No, I'd like to make that clear. This is all
That's
on
true.
Sean.
I just have this image of you, like, every time you walk, just like nudging him back in the right direction. The box is over there, Tyndall. Oh yeah, no. The box. Yeah, just here. Just here. Let me help. Let me just.
Trying to like get a spider like away from something, and you're kind of like nudging it with like paper because you don't want to kill it, but also somebody on TikTok told you that if you take the spiders outside, that actually does kill them and they die anyway. So now there's like literally
What?
multiple spiders just hanging out in your house. Yeah, they freeze.
I have not heard that. Don't tell Anjali that, because she catches and releases every spider we have in the house.
I don't, and it's
we have
bad.
a lot of them.
I'm looking at one right now. There's a spider right now just looking at me, and I can't do anything about it.
Does it want you to follow it to a
room,
box?
I actually don't have any spider webs. Mind you, it's just after the weekend, so I've like dusted and stuff. I just get rid of that stuff. I'm like, they'll rebuild or not. Survival of the fittest in this house. No.
No, that's probably for the best.
Yeah,
There's many spiders here.
Okay. I feel like the spiders are kind of like we said this before, and I think other people have made this analogy. It feels like we have had this sort of Sormar sort of thing where it is that insurrection stuff. And so I really agree with Anduin's line where it's like trying to find the redeemable parts of even the most monstrous races has immediately given them a lot more depth than they otherwise would have. And
fair and valid, but like rude.
I think he put monstrous in quotes because Illyria was first to call him monstrous. He's like, listen, like even if they are monstrous, I'm like there are good parts to them.
We love Anduin, and we also I'm pulling from other topics of conversation that I'm going to force you guys to do other podcasts if you want to talk about it a lot. But I'm only going to cherry pick a little bit. I swear to God, and then we'll have the whole conversation later. I do really like the like callbacks, because also this isn't the first time that the Nerubians have like some of the Nerubians have been like, actually, what the hell, and have stood with us, right? Like we had Nerubian besties in Wrath too.
Yes, that's right.
I was actually really confused because I only was like half paying attention in Wrath because I was like 12. And then people were like, oh yeah, like in the evil Nerubians. I'm like, what? Oh.
Okay. Lex, you've converted me. I was pretty sure Weaver was just setting us up to eat us. Morsel does not mean snack. You've converted me.
Give me like,
sign me out.
literally like two differences between a morsel and a snack.
Two. Okay. Snack is usually something delicious and not a person. And morsel. Morsel is a person.
I don't know that Merriam-Webster would agree with you there, bestie, but we can take it for now.
Be certain that they wouldn't. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Again, Lex has sold me morsel means snack. Yeah, I'm a tasty little bee.
Sean, you are. And don't let anyone tell you different, okay?
Okay.
I mean, you play as a dwarf. You've got that earthen armor. Basically, you are ready to go microwave morsel.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, Mike. Yeah, that's right. I'm like one of those gas station burritos.
It's like, is there a red strip? That means that it's the spicy one. Look for the red strip.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we've each found cool new races and new allies. I think that they've done such a good job with all of these. And it's funny that none of us went with Hollowfall, which I think is what everybody's going on about. Everybody loves that zone, which is flat out beautiful. Like, flat out beautiful. Everybody is about the lamplighters and all of that. But it's great that like there are these, I guess, lesser sung heroes in this expansion, and I want more. Obviously, we're gonna get more from the Nerubians as we get into the raid. I can't believe that we're not going to see more from the Earthen. It might be the last we see of Steel Vein, unfortunately for me. But Sean, I think for sure the Storm Riders are going to get a lot of cinematic prestige for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You'd take a solid W by picking
ask?
one that's like a guaranteed going to be seeing her throughout the entire expansion. You all might see snippets of yours, my girl, front and center.
Locked in.
Well, hopefully we see more, because there's even more characters that we have gotten glimpses of but haven't delved deeply into them. And I mean, actually delve into the character, not the mechanic. But that's gonna be it for this episode, I think. Until next time, guys, may all your hits be crits.